While many people will still prefer flying on board an older generation widebody rather than a brand new narrowbody, it's still exciting to track the progress and journey of the Airbus A321XLR as it nears commercial service. Its inaugural flight is still scheduled for November 14th with Iberia, but now we also know about other airlines' plans for this long-range aircraft. And so for today's video, let's examine everything there is to know about the Airbus A321XLR as of September 2024. The first but not so recent piece of A321XLR news that needs to be mentioned is that the aircraft received its type certificate from the European Union Aviation Safety Agency, or EASA, on July 19th. According to the European regulator, Airbus's plan to build in a new fuel tank, referred to as a rear central tank, was classified as a major significant change and required the A321XLR to undergo certification testing. The aircraft's rear central tank was the biggest challenge for the certification process. Integrated within the fuselage in the underbelly of the aircraft, it needed to meet special conditions focused on crash safety, fire safety, and occupant protection. Michael Singer, head of EASA's Large Aeroplanes Department, stated, "We needed to be sure that the design location of the tank would not in itself trigger a safety issue, that the tank was adequately robust and crash-resistant, even in a case where the landing gear failed or an unknown threat such as an item on the runway could damage the tank. And finally, we wanted proof that if the tank was compromised, the leakage rate would be limited so as not to pose a threat." Airbus responded by providing a sophisticated design for the tank integration which made it more crash-resistant by introducing stronger material compositions and additional supporting structural provisions to protect the fuselage for the case of an uncontrolled landing, and by introducing an inner liner to the tank to limit any potential leakage. Other changes to address regulator safety concerns included reinforcement of the landing gear and changes to local structure to accommodate the increased takeoff weight resulting from the extra fuel carried. In the run-up to certification, EASA and Airbus held over 400 joint meetings of technical experts. 900 flight test hours were racked up across 3 test aircraft, and more than 500 certification documents were produced, reviewed, and signed off. Now, at the time of this video's production, we've yet to receive any news about type certification from the other major aviation regulator, the United States Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA. That should be coming soon, but we don't have any indication of exactly when. Following news of EASA certification, it was revealed that the A321XLR would enter service on August 14th with service between Madrid and Boston. We revealed this news on August 1st, and checking the airline's website in mid-September, it looks like this is still the plan. Spanish carrier Iberia replaced fellow IAG member Aer Lingus as the XLR's launch customer following the Irish operator's pilot pay dispute. This inaugural A321XLR route is not new for Iberia. The carrier has served it since 2007 on the A340, and following that type's retirement, primarily the A330. The XLR will initially serve Boston 3 times a week and coexist with a weekly A330 service. Later, it will rise to 5 weekly and then 6, all on the XLR, before becoming daily XLR in late January 2025. Following Boston, the A321XLR will be deployed on Iberia's Madrid-Washington Dulles route a few months later. Madrid to Boston will rise to double daily XLR next summer, and Iberia will benefit from the frequency and market share advantage it brings. In the less demanded winter, a route's frequency can be reduced, helping with loads, fares, and yields, and the aircraft can be redeployed to more profitable endeavours. However, given the lower capacity than a twin-aisle, frequencies might still be higher. And so, what is the airline's seating plan for its new long-haul narrow-body jet? Well, on its website, Iberia says that it'll offer, quote, premium service at the same level as that of our A330 or A350. That's a little hard to believe, even if it's what the airline hopes to offer. But while service might be similar, cabin height won't be as generous as wide bodies, nor is it as easy to walk around the cabin. Nonetheless, the airline has decided to fit its A321XLRs with 182 seats, asserting that there is a 60% increase in storage capacity for hand baggage. Business class will have 14 lie-flat seats, each with window and direct aisle access and 18-inch IFA screens. Doing the math, the remaining 168 seats will be economy class in a 3-3 layout. Unfortunately, the official website has yet to disclose more precise details, such as seat pitch or seat width. When it comes to Iberia's first A321XLR, we know that it has serial number 11504. Its test registration is Delta Alpha Victor Yankee Romeo and will eventually have Spanish registration Echo Charlie Oscar India Lima. The website Aviation Flights shows that the aircraft was last spotted in Hamburg on July 17th with its engines installed. Considering the aircraft's inaugural service is less than 2 months away, test flights should be happening soon, although, strangely, at the time of this video's production, we have yet to see any activity. As for Aer Lingus, the original launch customer, it's expecting to receive its first A321XLR in the fourth quarter of 2024. No routes have been scheduled, but a 2023 piece by Flight Global mentions that Dublin, Minneapolis, St. Paul was part of the plan. We now know what budget airline Wizz Air has planned for its first A321XLRs. It was recently revealed that the airline had decided on London Gatwick to Jeddah's King Abdulaziz International Airport as the inaugural service. With a flight time of almost 7 hours, this is not a short-haul hop, and prices for the trip won't be as low as you might expect from short European hops. According to Wizz Air, tickets are already on sale, starting from just £134.99 or $177, with discounted fares available for the airline's Discount Club subscribers. Wizz Air will then deploy the A321XLR daily between Milan Malpensa and Abu Dhabi from June 2nd. Going from Abu Dhabi to Milan will see a block time of 7 hours and 20 minutes. Even if some of this time is padding for delays and also taxiing to and from the gate, it's still quite a long time to be sitting in a budget airline configuration, especially since these XLRs will have the same dense single-class 239-seat layout as other A321neos in the fleet. In longer-term news, we also learned recently that Qantas pilots have started XLR simulator training as the airline prepares for first deliveries in April next year. The training will be on a new CAE 7000XR series A320 simulator based in the new Sydney Flight Training Centre. The A321XLR pilots will return for 4 recurrency training sessions annually, and in addition, around 2,000 cabin crew will be progressively trained on the new aircraft type as they enter the Qantas fleet. So that's the latest news for the Airbus A321XLR. Many things still need to happen in the coming weeks. FAA certification, first and subsequent test flights of the first commercial airframe, and the first delivery of this aircraft. Hopefully, everything stays more or less on schedule for the type to enter service on November 14th. What are your thoughts on the A321XLR and the plans that airlines have for it? Let us know by leaving a comment. Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles every week. If you're looking for the latest aviation news and insights, visit simpleflying.com.